Welcome back to the deep dive. This analysis, well, it's really built for you, the curious learner, who wants that shortcut to understanding these really high-stakes conflicts.
And the surprising knowledge drops, the things hidden deep in the source material.
Exactly.
Today, we are diving straight into a world where you've got this industrial revolution clashing head-on with cosmic war. It's intense.
Yeah.
Our sources, they lay out this really frantic, high-pressure race to stop a global catastrophe.
Right.
And they show that the political stuff, the tension in the Elendel Basin, it was just a shadow game, really cleverly orchestrated, mind you.
Right, masking something much bigger.
Oh, yeah. A divine confrontation on a cosmic scale.
Okay, let's unpack this right away then.
Yeah.
The mission today, cut through all that noise. We need to distill, what, 3 key crises.
Sounds right.
First, the political fight, Elendel versus the Outer Cities. Then this terror group pulling the strings, the set. And then the physics, the terrifying science behind their, ultimate superweapon.
And you can't forget the cost, the devastating personal cost paid for survival.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a perfect example of how local problems, local corruption even, can become a weapon in a much bigger fight.
Okay, section 1 then. Let's start on the ground. The political crisis brewing.
Right, the Elendel Basin. The friction is all centered on the Senate debating this thing called the Supremacy Bill.
And our main guy, Wax Ladrian, the lawman senator of the Roughs, he's fighting it.
Oh.
Hard.
Yeah, tooth and nail. His whole thing is representation before supremacy.
Makes sense.
And his point is solid, Most people on the planet, Scadrial, they now live outside the city.
Right.
So he sees these policies as not just bad governance, but tyrannical imperial policies, stuff that's pushing people away, causing unrest.
Especially in places like Bilming.
Exactly, that huge, growing metropolis, a rival to Elendel, really.
And Wax wasn't just talk, was he? He proved pretty sharp politically.
Oh, yeah, he didn't just, filibuster. He played dirty, almost. He used their own corruption against them.
The letter.
Yeah, revealed this letter showing 2 big houses, Hastings and Arakel, were basically trading shipping revenues for votes on the bill. Personal gain.
That's bold. And it worked.
It did. Successfully delayed the vote, bought some time. Crucial time, as it turns out.
So while Elendel's dealing with its own, exposed corruption and infighting.
Bilming is just rising.
Yeah.
Fast. It's known for this very sleek, unique, modern look. The architecture.
Right.
But the sources point out it looks independent, free-spirited, but the design is... It's almost too deliberate.
Meaning?
It screams central control, someone shaping it very carefully, even if it looks spontaneous.
But why would a god care about architecture? What does Autonomy, or Trell, get out of Bilming looking modern?
Okay, so it ties back to the fundamental goal division, isolation.
Okay.
Trell is identified as an avatar, right, of the god Autonomy, held by this shard, Bavadin.
Right.
And Autonomy sees Scadrial as dangerous. It's growing too fast, especially with Harmony holding 2 shards, 2 powers.
A unique situation.
Very. And Autonomy's whole deal is independence. Separation.
So if Bilming looks independent, self-contained,
And Elendel is fracturing from greed and politics.
then the whole planet is easier to manage.
Yeah.
Or control, because it's divided.
Exactly. It can't unite against an external threat if it's busy fighting itself.
Which makes that other conflict, the one with the Malwish nation from the south.
The perfect distraction. Yeah.
They're posturing aggressively, right, because Elendel still has the bands of mourning.
Mythical artifacts. Immense power. The Malwish want them, or at least want them out of Elendel's hands.
So Ambassador Del arrives, looking like he means war.
And suddenly, everyone's attention snaps to this potential maritime conflict. Shipping lanes, naval power.
While the real enemy...
The Set, led by Wax's own sister, Telsin, who is another avatar of Autonomy.
Wow.
Yeah, they're busy preparing for total annihilation, using the chaos.
Okay, this takes us right into section 2 then. The superweapon and the terrifying science.
Let's talk about the bomb. What Wax and the others found. It centers on this reaction between 2 specific god metals.
Harmonium and Trellium. What happens?
Pure catastrophe. Driven by, cosmic physics. The experiments proved it. If you take harmonium, stretch it, and then divide it with Trellium.
Boom.
Massive boom. An immense explosive force. You're basically converting investiture, the magic stuff and matter, directly into raw energy.
How big are we talking?
Even a tiny sample, like half a gram. Devastating. Absolutely city-leveling potential.
And how do they hide testing something like that? For 4 years. That seems impossible.
Genius, right? And terrifying. They disguised it as construction. The Belming subterranean rail line.
The subway.
Exactly. All the seismic activity, the unexplained explosions out in the outer cities. Oh, that's just, necessary blasting for the subway tunnels.
That's wow. Perfect cover, using progress to hide destruction.
It is, but the bomb, as bad as it wasn't their only tool. They needed soldiers. Powered soldiers.
Which leads us to hemalurgy, the harvest.
Yeah, and this is maybe the grimmest part. For years, the set was running this systematic kidnapping operation.
Targeting who?
Metalborn. People with allomantic or ferrochemical abilities, or even just people with strong genetic lines for those powers.
Like Marasi's cousin, Barmal Harms.
Exactly. He was one of them. They were all taken, imprisoned in this secret complex under Belming. They called it the Community.
Chilling name.
And they weren't just prisoners, they were resources, power source.
The hemalurgy, the spiking, that forbidden magic.
That's the one. Stealing powers by, killing someone with a spike and driving it into someone else.
So the set's agents, people like Dumad or Gertruda, these incredibly tough fighters.
They were spiked, given multiple stolen abilities, ferrochemical healing maybe, or several allomantic powers combined, things that shouldn't be possible.
And Harmony confirmed the cost later, didn't he?
He did. Every single spiked enemy they fought, that meant at least one Metalborn had died. Murdered, specifically to transfer their power.
It's monstrous, not just recruitment, but systematic exploitation and murder.
It really is, and it all feeds into Telson's endgame. Why she needed all this power, all this chaos.
The bomb, right. She planned to use it on Elendel.
Destroy the city, yes. And they found out later she'd put it on a Malwish airship to make sure it got right to the center.
But it wasn't just about destruction for her.
No. She wanted control. The political move was just as important.
The framing.
Exactly. She planned to frame those corrupt senators she'd helped expose earlier. Maelstrom, Hastings, Erikel. Forged letters, making it look like they were trying to use the bomb, maybe against the Malwish or something, and accidentally set it off, destroying themselves and the city center.
And in the chaos,
Telson steps in, seizes uncontested control of the whole basin. It was a brilliant, ruthless plan.
Okay, let's track the final push. Section 3. This is where everything converges. Marasi's mission.
Right, she's running her own op in Bilming, trying to bust a local weapons smuggling ring connected to the set.
And that leads her to the underground stuff, the community.
Straight to it.
Yeah.
And that's where she bumps into the Ghost Bloods.
Moonlight and Twin Soul.
Yeah. And this is a huge moment for the listener, like a real knowledge drop. They basically confirm the bigger picture.
Like Cosmere stuff.
All of it. Multiple worlds, Autonomy being genuinely afraid of Scadrial because it's advancing so fast, politically and technologically.
And Twin Soul. He wasn't from Scadrial, right?
Yeah.
And Aetherbound.
Correct. And he shows off some seriously weird powers using crystallized aether, this power source from a totally different world.
To do what?
Create these defensive constructs, like a huge stone figure with a mace, basically, to protect the prisoners, the captive Metalborn, during the escape. It shows outside forces are getting involved.
But Marasi's win there was crucial, even on a local level.
Absolutely incredible. She didn't just free the captives, she, activated them.
How so?
These people, the ones with Metalborn genes, including her cousin Armal, she helped them figure out how to use their suppressed allomancy, mostly rioting and soothing, emotional manipulation.
And they used it to
destabilize and then completely overthrow the mayor. Gave in Trone. He was a set puppet. They literally took their city back from the inside.
Amazing. Meanwhile, Wax and Wayne are focused on Telson.
Entirely. Wax has fully embraced this role now. Harmony's sword. He tracks Telson to the main spire in Bilming.
And the fight.
Brutal. Wax is used to fighting, thugs in the roughs. Now he's facing these spiked monsters with powers he's only read about. He has to adapt constantly just to survive.
But before we get to the absolute climax, there's that amazing reveal about Wayne.
Oh, yeah. Just this wonderful, unexpected character beat. We find out he's secretly loaded.
Like 20 million boxings. Astronomical.
It really is. He wasn't just the funny sidekick. He's been secretly funding all sorts of local projects, like a citywide noseball league.
Why?
Penance, a lifelong, elaborate way to try and make up for something he did in his past.
Taking someone's father.
Yeah, the father of a young woman he now supports financially, anonymously. It just reframes his whole personality, The humor, the irreverence. It's partly how he manages this deep guilt.
Okay, so the confrontation. Rooftop spire. Telson and Wax.
Pure tension. She's stalling him, and then she drops the bomb. literally and figuratively.
It's not on the spire.
No. It's on a Malwish warship already moving towards Elendel, and it's rigged. If it's stopped, if it's attacked, it detonates.
No time left. No easy way out.
None. And that's when Wax gives Wayne that final kind of coded command.
Wayne, go help those engineers take a lunch break.
Yeah. And that's the signal, the moment of sacrifice.
Wayne gets to the ship. The munitions hold.
Uses his Bendalloy, his speed bubbles, creates these massive fields, accelerating time inside them, trying to contain the inevitable.
But the bomb, too powerful, even for him.
It is. He needs more investiture, more raw power, and Harmony is there, physically present in the hold.
The god himself.
Yes. Apologizing, actually, for his own failings,
Yeah.
his blindness to Autonomy schemes. And he gives Wayne a burst of power.
Enough.
Enough for Wayne to do what he needs to do. He absorbs the full detonation, the entire force of the god metal explosion.
He contained it.
Contained it, shaped it, made it smaller, as the source says. But it was still the biggest explosion the world had ever seen. He accepted his end, became investiture.
The wind. And into the stars.
Yeah. He saved Elendel, but the cost. It was Wayne.
Wow. Okay. So the aftermath. The cost was immense, but they won. The city survived.
It did. Telson was found dead. Autonomy just abandoned her, it seems. But her last message scratched onto her own skin.
Chilling. You have proven yourselves.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. The war isn't over. It's just paused.
And the status quo on the ground changes immediately.
Drastically. Wayne's gone, obviously. But Wax. He finally seems to find some peace. Accepts his role, accepts he loves his life in Elendel, with Steris, his kids.
And Steris. She gets the perfect job title.
Oh, Elendel's disaster preparations officer. She totally earned it. She actually predicted the minor tsunami from the offshore blast and had plans ready.
Of course she did. And Marasi.
She leaves the constabulary right away, pivots completely.
To diplomacy.
Yeah. She plans to use her new role as ambassador to the southern nations, working with her Malwish partner, Alec, to get the experience she needs.
Run for governor eventually.
Exactly. The next generation's stepping up, trying to lead Scadrial into whatever comes next.
But on the bigger scale, things are shaky. Harmony is weakened.
Severely weakened. Admits he was blinded by Autonomy's interference, her specific investiture.
And Kelsier, the survivor, leader of the Ghostbloods.
He's worried. He gives Harmony this stark warning, basically, I will protect our people from you, meaning Harmony.
So the gods themselves might be heading for conflict now.
The tension is definitely there, internal tension reaching a critical point.
Okay, so the city survived, the immediate threat is gone, but there's a final twist, right? Something unresolved.
A really big one. It reveals this deeper layer to the conspiracy. Just before the climax, they discover the bands of mourning.
The ultimate defense, the symbol of their survival.
Completely drained, empty, all their power gone.
How? When? Who?
That's the massive question, isn't it? Who had the power, the knowledge, and crucially, the access to drain an artifact like that? It's supposed to be incredibly secure.
And right after this discovery.
Ambassador Dahl, the Malwish guy who was supposedly about to attack Elendel, he just calmly walks away with the empty case the bands were in.
Wait, the enemy ambassador?
The very same. Which suggests, what? Some long-term collaboration, a betrayal far deeper than just the set.
So Autonomy, Telson, the political fighting. That was just one layer.
Just the current stage, maybe? The draining of the bands implies something else, a much more intricate long-term scheme already in motion.
Ready for the next phase.
Exactly. That's the real mystery left for you to think about. This victory bought time, maybe, but the deepest conspiracy, still unsolved.